Welcome all in this lecture of quantum mechanics. In this lecture, I will discuss about the exact statement and proof of the position momentum uncertainty relation. And this topic will be discussed from the book Quantum Mechanics, a textbook for undergraduates by M.C. Jain. In the earlier lectures, we have already discussed about the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. And it is very simplest and most convenient to define uncertainty as the root mean square deviation, also called the standard deviation from the mean value or the expectation value. Considering a wave packet moving along the x direction, we have delta x is equal to the expectation value. You see that how it has been written in the first bracket x minus expectation value of x and square of it, then to the power half. So this term we can write as a, where a is x minus expectation value of x. So here actually this one is a square to the power half. Similarly, delta p that has been written in standard deviation format, you see in the bracket there is a first bracket p minus expectation value of p and square of this. That means it is actually b square to the power half. So this one is expectation value of b square to the power half. This one is the expectation value of a square to the power half, where b has been written in this way, that is p minus expectation value of p, and in the right hand side this one is the operator representation of the p. So we can write square of delta x and square of delta p, that means a square to the power half, but if I write delta x square, then it will become a square. Similarly this will become b square. So uh, delta x square into delta p square, this will become actually expectation value of a square and b square. So we know how to calculate the expectation value, which was already discussed in earlier lectures. So we can write expectation value of a square and b square in this way. Now this term has been written in this way, that is a star psi star into si, and psi star b square psi, this has been written in this fashion, b star psi star into b psi into dx. And this step actually follows from the fact that A and B are Hermitian operators. We have also discussed about the Hermitian operators in earlier lectures. That is why this right hand side, this can be written in this way, that is by the equation 6.50. And it can be shown in some other way also by applying partial integration, but right now we are not discussing that. So delta x square into delta p square can be written in this way. Now we'll use one inequality, that is Schwarz inequality. So this one is like this, that is integration f square dx into integration g square dx greater than equal to mod of, there is a mod symbol, you look here, and this is also mod of f square and mod of g square. So integration f star g dx square, f star means that is complex conjugate of f, where f and g are arbitrary functions and the equality is valid only if f equal to alpha. You see there is a equality symbol here, that is greater than equal to. So when equality is valid only if f is equal to alpha into g. So f and g are arbitrary functions. F and g are arbitrary functions, and this equality is valid only for f is equal to alpha g, where alpha is a constant. Now we are going to use this inequality. You see here how we are using this. So let f is equal to, small f is equal to a into psi and small g is equal to b into psi. We are assuming the arbitrary functions f and g in this way, that is f is equal to a psi and g is equal to b psi. Then equation 6.50, that is this equation becomes, that is if we express f is equal to a psi and g is equal to b psi, then this equation, that is equation 6.50, can be written employing this inequality. You see how we are using this. So delta x square delta p square greater than equal to mod of f star g square. Here what is f is equal to a psi, so that one is f star, and f star, this one is g, because we have assumed f is equal to a psi and g is equal to b psi. So actually delta x square into delta p square, that is actually mod of f square dx into mod of g square into dx, this one, because this one is mod of f square. So we can write f star into f. This is mod of g square. So we can write g star into g. So if we write f is equal to a psi and g is equal to b psi, then this one is actually same as 6.50. That is right hand side of the equation 6.50. If we write f is equal to a psi and g is equal to b psi. That is why we are writing delta x square into delta p square greater than equal to mod of f star g square. That is again psi star ab into psi into dx. This a star psi star b psi, that can be written as psi star ab into psi dx from the property of the Hermitian operators. So the expression in the right hand side, that can be written by some algebraic manipulation, that is psi star half of AB minus BA plus half of AB plus BA in this way. That is AB has been written in this way. That is we have done some algebraic arrangement, and again separating these two terms, that is this one is actually, if you assume that this term is equal to P, this term is equal to Q, so here is psi star, inside is P plus Q psi into dx. So you have to expand it by the formula of a plus b square. So a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. This one is a square, this one is b square. However, the 2ab term, that will vanish. If we calculate the 2ab term, suppose this one is P is half of AB minus BA and Q is half of AB plus BA. So multiplication of P and Q, that will employ A square minus B square format. So so what we can see here, that is integration psi star AB into psi dx, that and star of it is this one, that is psi A star B star psi star dx. So this one again after rearrangement, B star psi star A into psi dx, again rearranging psi star BA into psi into dx. So psi star AB into psi dx is equal to psi star BA into psi into dx. As this is valid, so when we are going to simplify the cross term, this will give actually 0. You can recheck it by calculating in your copy. So ultimately this right hand side becomes this one. And now let us see, that is what is the value of this first term. So this one is the first term, AB minus BA into psi, and it has been written in operator format. We have expressed this one in their operator format. So after putting their operator format and simplifying, we are obtaining AB minus BA into psi is equal to I h cut into psi. So AB minus BA into psi, it is actually I h cut into psi. Therefore, the first term becomes I h cut psi star into psi into dx, because first term is how much? Psi star AB minus BA into psi into dx. Again, AB minus BA into psi is how much? I h cut into psi. So this one is actually I h cut into psi. So we are keeping I h cut outside the integral, inside the integral psi star psi into dx, and as psi is normalized, so this value is 1. So ultimately this one is I h cut. So psi star AB minus BA into psi dx is equal to I h cut. So what is the first term? 1 by 4 mod of I h cut square. But mod of I h cut means h cut. So this term is actually h cut square by 4. So first term is h cut square by 4. So what is about delta XL square into delta P square? This one is equal to H cut square by 4 plus a term. So this term has some value plus a term, H cut square by 4 plus the second term. So we can write it, that is delta x square into delta p square greater than equal to h cut square by 4, because this one is h cut square by 4 plus the value of the second term. So we are writing in this way, that is greater than equal to h cut square by 4, or delta x into delta p greater than equal to h cut by 2. The equality can hold only if the second term on the right hand side of 6.53 is 0. So if this term is 0, then only the equality sign holds. Otherwise, we have to write, that is delta x square into delta p square greater than equal to h cut square by 4. So this is the exact statement of the position momentum uncertainty relation, where the uncertainties in x and p are defined as root mean square deviation from the expectation values x and p respectively. Now I am going to discuss another fact, that is wave packet having minimum uncertainty product. Now from the above derivation, it is clear that the uncertainty product is minimum when the following two conditions are satisfied. That is, A psi is equal to alpha b into psi. Because you see, when we derived the above uh, formulation, we have assumed that this equality symbol is valid only if f is equal to alpha g. F is equal to alpha g. What is f and g? F is equal to a psi and g is equal to b psi. Now you see that uncertainty product is minimum. Uncertainty product is minimum, that is equality sign is valid when f is equal to alpha g or a psi is equal to alpha into b psi. So and the second term is 0, that is psi star into ab plus ba into psi dx 0. Second term means that is uh, this one, this second term. So when this second term will be 0, then the value of the uncertainty will be minimum if this becomes 0. So here first thing is that a psi is equal to alpha b psi, that is f is equal to alpha g, and the second term is 0. Now if we that is use the operator representation, then this term can be simplified, and after simplification what we obtain ultimately, that is expression of psi, that is equation 6.58. We have obtained an expression of psi after some algebraic rearrangement. We are not discussing the detailed derivation, but we have obtained one expression of psi, and further simplification ultimately gives a format of psi, that is psi x is equal to this one, equation 6.59. But this is a Gaussian function. Thus, we find that the wave packet having the minimum uncertainty product has a Gaussian shape. So we have derived two things. First thing is that derivation, exact derivation of the uncertainty principle, and later we have shown that if the value of the uncertainty is minimum, then the wave packet having the minimum uncertainty product has a Gaussian shape. So this is all about the lectures. Thank you for listening this lecture.